Preparing for 2012. Part 13. How to prepare? Practice oneness. At the deepest level, we all came from the same source and therefore, we all are one. This includes all humans, animals, plants and even inanimate objects. Thought we are different souls living in different bodies with separate identities, and we all seem to be separated from one another. We are all connected. When we experience this, we experience unconditional love for everyone and everything. Experiencing oneness is one of the most important requirements to qualify for the shift and enter the light age, because in light age there are no borders. In light age, there can be no separation and there is no scope for even a trace of selfishness or ego. If the ego is active, there can be no oneness. And when we really experience oneness, we would have overcome the ego. Though it is not difficult to understand and realize this at the intellectual level, it is indeed difficult to experience oneness with others. We are able to feel the oneness with our family and those who are very close to us, but not with other fellow human beings like colleagues and strangers. Because of this difficulty, the great light masters have given us a technique which can be practiced daily like meditation. Oneness technique. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Imagine you are a small globe of white light. Experience the light for a few minutes. Then, imagine those around you and your associates to be small globe of light. You may include your friends, relatives, colleagues, classmates and especially those with whom you have troubled relations. Imagine there and your globes of light merging into one large globe of light. Experience this light for a few minutes. Then imagine all other human beings, all animals and plants and everything else in creation as light, which merges into you. Experience this light for several minutes. Practice this technique for a minimum of 7 minutes, though practicing it for longer can bring greater transformation. This technique when practiced regularly brings peace, expansion of our emotions and thoughts and higher wisdom. Spread love. Unconditional love is the soul's finest vibration. It manifests itself as the finest emotions and the finest thoughts. Experiencing and spreading love help us transform quickly. When we experience oneness, we automatically experience unconditional love also. Normally, we can only love those who are close to us like our family and friends. We also love some individuals more than the others. If the extent of our love for someone depends on certain qualities or character of that person, then it is not true love, because in true love, there is no judgment. Where there is judgment, there can be no unconditional love. Therefore, one of the main requirements for experiencing and spreading love is to stop judging and condemning others. We must stop expecting others to live life in a way that is appropriate in our opinion, because this makes us intolerant. We must avoid having strong opinions about everyone and everything. We must stop being possessive of others and let go. This may seem very difficult because we have been doing this all our lives. And we must also not judge ourselves. If we judge and condemn ourselves, we carry a guilt. And when there is guilt or self-blame, we cannot love ourselves. We must forgive ourselves and overcome our guilt. Only when we truly love ourselves can we love others. This love for the self should not be mistaken for self-obsession. In order to love everyone unconditionally, We must forgive everyone regardless of what we think of them. Forgiveness is not an act of kindness towards the other. It is an act of acceptance and surrender, which releases us from the bondage of resentment and bitterness. Because of all these difficulties in experiencing and spreading love, the Light Masters once again give us a technique to help us bring out our love. Once we are able to love others unconditionally, we need not practice this technique. Technique for spreading love. Imagine yourself, the soul, as a very bright particle of light at center of your chest. Then imagine love as very bright white light coming out of the soul and spreading to the entire system gradually. Imagine the love filling every cell of your body and experience it for a few minutes. Imagine this light coming out of your system and filling the room you are sitting in. Then, imagine it spreading to the entire building, locality, city, country and the whole world. This technique can be practiced for a minimum of 7 minutes anytime, anywhere. Build a shield. We can build a shield of energy around ourselves. This protects us from external negative influences. To build this shield, imagine you are in a sphere of bright white light for 7 minutes every day. Also, we should keep the shield intact by being positive always. Channel light. All the practices mentioned above help the individual transform. But what about all the negative energy that we have created in this world? How do we transmute it into positive energy? Can we, as individuals, contribute to the transformation of the world? Yes, we can. Not only we can, but we must contribute to the transformation of the world because we owe it to our world. The darkness that dominates our world today can be dispelled by bringing more light into it. This is done by channeling light. Before we begin channeling light, we need to understand what light is. The light referred here is not the physical, visible light. It is not the astral or angelic light. It is the divine light that is behind the entire creation. All levels of creation were created by this divine light. This light is the omnipotent higher intelligence. Everything, all matter, all energy and all dimensions at the most fundamental level is made of this light. In spite of this light being everywhere, we need to bring it down with our intention to transmute the darkness. When we channel the light to the whole world, we contribute to its transformation. When a large number of people channel light in a group, the transformation can be speeded up. Light channeling technique. Imagine an ocean of light above your head. Imagine this light coming down and entering your head. The light fills your entire system. Try to experience the light in every cell of your body. After a few minutes of experiencing, imagine the light coming out of your system and filling the room. It then spreads to entire building, locality, city, country and the whole world. Channel the light every day for a minimum of 7 minutes. It can be practiced for any length of time. Channeling the light is an important aspect of preparing for 2012 and it should be practiced daily by a large number of people. For those who are eager to help the world transform, this is the best method. Apart from transforming the world, the individual also benefits from it. Light helps us in many ways. In fact, the way the light helps depends on the individual. When students channel light, it improves their memory, concentration and retention. Channeling light regularly helps in improving our health and to positivize. The light can help us in every way if we are pure and truthful. We must choose light in all situations. Choosing light means choosing the ways of the light. To know the way of the light, we must sincerely listen to our conscience. When we follow our conscience, we will be doing what is true to our nature, which is unconditional love. To hear our conscience, we must be still. To experience stillness, we must meditate. To meditate successfully, we must develop detachment. We can be detached when we develop oneness. And when we experience oneness, we can easily follow the way of the light. Continued in Part